gotta go in and check the settings here. And
Check the schmettings.
how's everybody doing? We're live.
Hey.
Where am I going? Where am I going, Dylan?
You're going to settings.
Changing the settings on these vidjas, guys.
Vidjas.
This video. Vidya.
DJ Play Nice, what's going on? Photo Elite. Hello, hello.
Hey. Yeah, Photo Elite. I don't think I've seen you here before.
Yes, welcome.
All right, cool. We got the ads turned on. Well, the individual ad. No more mid rolls for this shit, man. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go look at an old mid roll, old last week's. Let's see if the mid rolls are review placement. Oh my god! There's literally a mid roll every like 3 minutes on this. Oh my god!
Brutal.
That's brutal. Like I'm placing the mid rolls myself.
That's 20 an hour. Like that's insane.
Jesus. Oh man, you should see this. That's here, funny. Let me take a screenshot. Shift 5. Yeah, there we go. No, I just want a screenshot capture. I'm gonna send this to you over Facebook. This is insane. How many people we got in here, by the way?
I don't know. I'm on my Facebook now for your thing.
This is riveting live. By
Wayne don't have me now to ask me.
DJ Play Nice, how's it going? Photo Elite, how you doing? Poseidon, afternoon. Hope you had a decent week. Pretty good for me, as you can hear from Dylan. Probably not as good for Dylan.
A little sick.
Rick on Mike, happy Friday. King Paco's in the house.
Paco,
I'm doing pretty good. I like it UK. Greetings from the UK.
Greetings.
SR375, so bad. Yeah. I actually know I can share screen here. What am I doing? I constantly forget my own capabilities, you know?
Yeah.
Reasons. There we go. Let's open this up. This is insane. Like, this is absolutely insane. What
bonkers.
Share screen. No, I just want to do this fucking window. Come on. Screenshot. There you go. Share.
There we go.
Look at that. Look at the amount of. Oh wait, you can't see because I've got a comment in the way. I'm trying to get this screen out of the bloody way.
That's funny.
Let's get the comment out of the way. Look at that mess along the bottom of how many ads were in this. That's last week's. I got to figure something out about that because I only want I want to turn it on so if people feel like they want to send super chats or whatever like that they can. But this is just god awful disgusting, YouTube. Like god awful disgusting.
Yeah, that's
I don't know how I feel about that. Don't know how I feel. Okay. I've seen you hear squeals and feelings of validation. Happy Friday, gents. Yeah, I apologize if you have been here. But yeah, usually I'm pretty good with the names in the chat. Although sometimes people change their names or I'm just not paying attention. I'm an asshole. That's worse than broadcast TV, right? Audio's a bit muddy. Really? Whose? Mine or Dylan's? Mine should be nice and crisp and clear.
Mine could be anything. I haven't changed it because I got to actually log into a thing to change it. So it shouldn't be any different than it normally is.
Last 7 a.m. stream here in Australia. Daylight savings kicks in tomorrow, so it's 6 a.m. next week. Oh, dude, that's Dan Foster. Damn.
Ouch.
I appreciate you putting in the effort to come to the streams. That's fantastic, buddy.
Andrew.
You owe me a Coke, man. Almost congrats on 30K. Thank you. It's been a bit of a crawl through the 20K mark, but things have started to pick up. More ads than content. Yeah, especially on this thing, right? This live stream, way more ads than content. Yeah. I got to figure out how to balance that out. Like all I want is like the one ad at the beginning, the one ad at the end. I don't really want mid rolls on live streams because I think mid rolls on live streams are god awful stupid. If you guys get a mid roll on the live, like while you're watching it live, let me know because I'm gonna go into the back end and see if I can fix that.
Knock it out.
Of course, the Friday stream is not complete without you saying jerker. I can just like open up with jerker just to make it feel better.
Yeah.
Beresford, hi, glad to be here. My channel fell victim to a YouTube glitch regarding scams. Managed to get it sorted within an hour. I saw that. It's apparently a bunch of people got their their YouTube channels deleted
Ouch.
for being scammy. When I think the AI every once in a while is like, you know what? I hate all of these people. Screw them. But yeah, good to hear that's better. Yeah, we're almost at 30,000, Dylan. Can you believe 30,000 subs?
I mean,
on
you
the
say it's
channel?
been a crawl, but it's still, I mean, nowhere near obviously the time from like 1 to 10K. Or yeah, like or Tash.
1 to 1,000 was gross.
Oh yeah, that's
That's
grueling. And then like
well, that's also
even 10 to 20K. Like I feel like this is happening quicker than that. Maybe not a lot quicker, but
oh yeah,
definitely.
it's happening within a year. Like and it's the this year was just a crawl because there's nothing like even the new stuff that did come out I didn't review, like the new Shure mic that they came out with. I forget what it's called. I believe it's a new condenser microphone.
The MV6.
No, I saw it on Bandrew's channel. It looks decent. I just haven't gotten around to picking it up. Also, I've had a lot of construction happening around me, so I'm kind of glad I haven't had many microphone reviews. And I actually grabbed some audio. I'm probably going to share that audio. Let's actually see if I can play it on here. I'm going to try to play the audio on or send it to Discord. Okay, so this is studio noise. Let me know if you can hear this. Could you hear that?
I couldn't hear it. No.
Okay, so nobody. I'm going to be putting it on Discord. There's some like hammering noises because they're actually like pounding dirt a couple blocks away from me. So I literally have this like ridiculous buzz from my lights and it's just driving me nuts. So I think I'm also going somewhat insane.
Yeah, that happens from time to
time. No, it's the SM4.
Oh,
is the new microphone.
Yes. Yeah, I
Shure
saw
SM4.
Yeah.
I've wanted to pick it up. It's just one of those like I think it's like almost $400, and I got other things to spend my money on, like
honestly.
Blocks.
Yeah, there's other things in the hopper. I don't need another microphone at this time.
I did see Bandrew actually reviewed the I believe he did both of the Nexodynes now. I think he reviewed the second one, which I'm like, I wanted to do both Nexodynes, but the amount of money they cost, man. And I'm like, it's a stage mic that I'm really, I haven't done stage work in a while. I would love to. I don't see it happening anytime soon.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll see. Horseshoes and hand grenades, almost as good enough, right? Basically a 30K. Sean wants to know what he missed. Absolutely nothing. We're still not at 30K that I know. Will Rode be watching again, and did they respond to the feature request from last week's Friday stream? No, that's always something. So I believe Rode is like, they watch a lot of content, not just this stream.
Yeah.
They're constantly watching to make sure, like, see feedback. As we found, there's a lot of people that will just go on to something like a YouTube channel and bitch about stuff, but they won't actually like contact Rode and say this is an issue. So Rode actually proactively does that, and they check and they kind of follow stuff. And you'll notice once in a while they'll drop a comment like they did last week on the stream. But everything that they get back basically goes into a coffer of ideas, and they have like people on site that are basically picking through all the suggestions and working on it. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes in the next little bit. Congratulations on getting over 1,000 subs. Thanks, Liberty Dude. Yeah, that, you know what? Getting over 1,000, as anybody that's doing a YouTube channel, anybody out there, I believe Liberty Dude has one. There's a few. Midnight Wolf has one. Like the old crew, the crew of this channel, all my members, all the ones doing it. Your first 1,000 are basically figuring out what you want to do with the channel. And then from 1,000 to 10,000 is you're kind of perfecting it. And then beyond that, you're just kind of playing and expanding on concepts from before. So SR375, $199 for the SM4, yet not in Canada.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Not in Canadian pesos.
2 minutes behind, but talking about jerking in the first 30 seconds will ensure you don't get any ads.
That occurred to me. That occurred to me. I'm like, yeah, we could mention jerk.
That's what I want.
Demonetized.
How
the
about
monetizer overlords.
Fucking jerking.
On another note,
straight into the camera.
The outsider just hello. Moving away from that. Welcome to the shit show.
Jess, that was an awkward time to walk in the room. I'm just saying, as I was staring into the camera, I appreciate that. Bandrew doesn't like chicken. What? Bandrew likes chicken. Oh, jerk chicken. I got it.
Yeah.
Actually, I love jerk chicken. We got a jerk chicken place around the corner. I kind of want to go back there. Yeah. So if you the 0 to 1,000, it's literally just figuring out what you want to do and whether or not people actually want to watch you do it. I still want to get an all gold microphone. You know what microphone I want to get?
What?
Shit. What is it? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna find it here.
Raining.
It's an Apex, the new Apex Electronics microphones.
Jeez,
they
I
were
haven't
announced.
heard about Apex in a while.
Yeah, so they announced them way back, and then they never released them. I'm almost thinking they were joking. Oh, they're not even on their website anymore.
Wow, something went bad.
No way. They're not even on their website. Okay, am I going crazy? They look like space microphones.
Nice.
Trying to remember. Bandrew will probably remember the Apex microphones. I've been looking for them since they announced them like a year and a half ago, and I haven't seen them. Pete Rose got over 4,000 and something happened, some sort of an issue. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, passed away. This was a rough week for people passing away, by the way.
Yes, that it was.
You just went all weird.
I went weird.
Yeah, it's like you kind of like bottomed out.
Oh, weird.
That was weird. There you're back. You're back. Outsider Jess is a Caribbean American. I hate jerk chicken. I don't like spices.
They're not for everybody.
Yeah, I can imagine. So are you originally from the Caribbean? Are you first generation? Are you second generation? I wonder if that matters, right? Like, kind of if you're raised on like American food, if it just kind of like, eh. Listen, if Electro Voice made a gold RE20, it would be dope.
Honestly,
Yes.
here's my problem is, yeah, would it look dope? Would I be so paranoid about scratching the extremely soft nature that is gold? Yeah, like I almost fell into the Neumann trap like a number of years ago,
which one?
and I almost bought a Neumann U87 AI Rhodium, which is a mic coated in rhodium. And I pulled the trigger on it like a half an hour too late. Like somebody had bought it, and so I just ended up getting a normal U87. But I just remember thinking like
normal U87, yeah.
they give you gloves with it to handle the mic because it's so it gets like fingerprints on it so easily because it's like got a mirror finish. For those that have never seen it, look up the U87 AI Rhodium, like the Rhodium edition. It was a limited edition. I think it was like a 50th anniversary thing or something. Bandrew might know about it as well, but it was a snazzy looking thing. But yeah, you're just looking at
how much was it?
Oh, I think it was like 4,500. It wasn't that much more than a regular U87 AI. It was more though, at least a few hundred.
Extra points if you know how to spell rhodium. The
It's
U87 Rhodium edition.
spelled with an H, like
Oh, they were 50th anniversary.
Yeah, they were cool. Other than that though, I would want to get. Remember, you and I were looking at the Violet Designs mics that are really common.
Yeah,
in the field. Those are some.
I'm starting to wonder about them.
Those are
I'm
some
starting
cool
to wonder. Are they actual a mic company? Are they actually a mic company? Because
yeah, I mean they sell them at Studio Economics, so
do they?
Okay. Yeah, so they must be legit.
I've messaged them and like I've never had such like a zero response from them. No, zero response. Like didn't even acknowledge my existence. Most companies are like, yeah, thanks, we're good. Nothing from them. Which I mean, do they exist? Who knows? I don't know if there's any kind of specific microphone. Like I like the black RE20.
They're 320.
No, the RE20. They released a black version. I do like that. I've considered buying the black RE20 just because it looks nice. I don't know. Maybe like an all gold MKH 416 or something. Really heavy to kind of like weigh down the mic arm. The outsider, Jess. I was born in America. My family is from Grenada, though. Yeah, I wonder if that has anything to do with the tastes of the spices. Neumann has custom finishing now. You can get a gold Neumann if you want. No shit.
Nice.
I kind of want a gold Neumann. Gold Neumann 103, TLM 103.
And I guess, for certain mics, like, because I don't know, would you want it solid gold or gold plated? I don't even solid gold. I don't know if that's possible. If it was, you're spending probably $20,000 on a microphone because that's or more. I don't know what the price of gold is right now, but for the amount that you would need for a housing. So presumably gold plated. And then after a while, some gold would like chip around the edges, giving it almost like, I don't know, like a vintage RCA look.
Yeah. Trying to remember who that bloody mic. It's not Apex then. Just trying to remember. They basically looked like, I can't even, I'm going to look it up. Wasn't Rush Limbaugh's microphone a gold plated RA20? Probably. That guy had enough money for it. Have you put in to be a judge on the Road Creators Contest? I reckon it will take forever to review 300,000 plus entries. I actually entered the Road Creators Contest.
Fingers
Why
crossed.
not? We'll see what happens. It's like there's a lot of stuff on. I don't really need the gear, although I guess I could maybe give it away or something. There's some of the gear that would be like, yeah, that'd be kind of nice actually. Like one of the Rode the camera mics. I forget what they're called now. Jesus, Friday brain. But I mean, it's also kind of cool. Like they've got best reviewer. They've got a lot of stuff. I have no illusions that I'm going to win shit. There are a ton of amazing content creators out there. And yeah, from what I know, with the amount of people they got working there, I don't know how they're going to do that. Maybe they need a third party to go through all of it. It's also as a company that like works with reviewers too. I wonder how they do that to stay impartial. It's interesting. So yeah, I put in for it. I don't know if I'd want to be a judge. That would give me a headache, I think.
Yeah, that'd be a lot.
That's a
lot to digest.
That's a lot. Isn't there already gold present in the membrane? There's gold on the capsule. Well, the gold capsule, yeah. Gold sputtered. I love that. Sputtered, diamond encrusted. Yeah, I'd do a diamond encrusted microphone. Sure. I don't care as long as it's gold, I'm sold. My money is on Tom Buck. Yeah, Tom would have a gold mic before anyone else. I can see that. So this Rodecaster video, Dylan, I've already reached out to a few people. I think I want to start a sports podcast.
Nice.
But I want to start one with you, and I still haven't come to terms with what we would do.
Yeah, it's hard. You're gonna well, and it's like there's lots of things we could talk about. There's enough things we could talk about consistently. Because that's it. You gotta have like
you need more than 1 week of content.
No, and that's like as much as like obviously the big hot thing now is everybody does political podcasts, and as much as I am not
doing a political podcast.
No, and I'm not a huge fan of that community because there's a lot of toxicity in that community. But the nice thing about politics is there's always stuff to talk about, which is probably why everybody does a podcast on them.
Oh, this is weird. So I put this into my second. I put this into my second window, and now I can't pull it back out again.
Oh.
So we're stuck up here. I can't control anything up here. Oh, that is weird.
Yeah.
All right. That's got to stop. Good God. What a stupid setup for Elgato. Come on, Camera Hub. Yeah, just pull this back over here. I'll plug in the Camera Hub again. Now that you are running a Sony camera, have you thought of getting their XLR interface? I use one and it's great. No audio sync issues, and I like the quality. Because I'm on the A7C II, I guess maybe. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. For doing talking head videos, sure. That'd probably be a pretty decent experience. I guess I especially lately, I've been doing a lot of talking head videos, so maybe. That's also something I can review. I've got a camera video coming out soon. I think this Monday is what camera should you buy to become a content creator? Because basically cameras are now at the forefront of all content, including podcasters. So what sport is it? If it's wrestling, I'm in. I would do wrestling. I used to love wrestling. I used to watch wrestling. I don't watch it anymore. It's been years. I was such a big fan. I kind of jumped out when The Rock jumped out, if that's going to age me.
Probably, I would say.
And it's not because I got sick of it, it's because I didn't have time to watch. I don't watch broadcast TV anymore. Like I don't watch any broadcast TV. So, oh, you know what I did realize? I'm still on 4K. I'm gonna have to downgrade the signal here, or my camera's gonna die. I would love to do wrestling's a lot of fun, and I think that would be a lot of fun. Personally, I'm up for hockey. And the reason I'm thinking hockey is one of my favorite podcasts is Steve Dangle podcast. They cover the Leafs, if you know Steve Dangle at all. But he also does a YouTube channel called Leafs Fan Reaction, LFR. So those are his videos. They're called Leaf Fan Reaction. And there's a new team, kind of a new team, Utah. And I figured I live in Ottawa, so I'd either do one for Ottawa or maybe do one for possibly Utah or one of the other new teams like Seattle. Vegas probably has more than enough. So I don't know. Hockey, baseball's another one, but I haven't had the chance to do as much watching of baseball that I would like recently. So there, now I'm 1080. Look at that. Nice and easy.
Could you?
How about a nice game of global nuclear war? Global thermonuclear war. Oh, it does feel like that, doesn't it, buddy?
Yep.
Okay, I missed a bunch. So we're back at wrestling. Okay. So yeah, hockey. More than likely, it's probably going to be hockey. Sports podcast equals a podcast about advanced fetch with scoring. Basically, what would be the best microphone, an audio setup for a walking tour guide? What tips would you recommend? Walking tour guide. So you're kind of doing a video of a tour guide. Probably one of the Rode mics, the wireless mics. Yeah. Wireless would probably be your best bet for something like that.
Yeah, it depends like what kind of tour, I guess.
Like like inside tour. What's that? Interview Pro, yeah, absolutely. The Interview Pro would be awesome for that if you don't mind being handheld. It gives you better sound quality than the wireless does, but I mean, yeah, I mean wireless is hands free, so that's great.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can get, like you said, the wireless Go stuff. You can get hands free versions of that tech.
Yeah, absolutely. Wireless Go, the whole wireless series is fantastic. When you're moving around a lot, you don't want to be handheld. Like if you were already holding a camera, yeah, handheld would be great. Road contest. The only winning move is not play. I'm not going to win. Like by no means. Again, the amount that it would be, what it would take for them to be able to judge that accordingly. One, but two, most of the people that are put like 300,000 plus entries, my small ass channel ain't going to win nothing.
Also, I don't know with how the world's going right now with tech. I don't need to be reminded of Joshua. Working.
Yeah. Sony has an audio interface. Yes. Why are CB radio transmissions so shirty? What type of microphone sensor would they use? That's not the microphone that's causing the bad transmission sound. CB radio is basically what would be the quality of audio over CB, Dylan? You would probably know this better.
A very narrow bandwidth off the top of my head. I don't know because I don't use CB, but I'm guessing. Yeah, your main restriction is just the width of each channel, essentially, and how much data you got to work with. Like it would be akin to a lot of shortwave transmissions. Like I do have a shortwave radio somewhere. I don't know the bandwidth in a number off the top of my head, but I'm guessing it's probably around AM, which is like 4 to 5 kilohertz.
Yeah, which you know what AM
which is nothing. So I mean, you've got an automatic de-esser on those things, man.
Yeah,
you don't need anything.
Yeah, I believe it's anything over 8K is rolled off egregiously.
Oh yeah, hard roll off, like hard.
So yeah, it's nothing to do with the microphone on the transmitters. So yeah, nice global thermonuclear war. Jesus. Sean, the Senators are moving downtown Ottawa. They're going to be walking distance from my house.
Yeah.
Which I'm really excited for. Going to see Leaf games. Sen games, sure, I'll watch the Sens play. But yeah, like the neighborhood that I live in is about to go up in price a lot because of the Sens moving downtown. So wrestling's a tough market to break into. Every wrestler who's anyone has a podcast. There's something about, and I was just talking to a buddy, actually Dylan knows him, Ryan Lindsay. And I was talking to him about like possibly, hey, hockey content. What do you, he's like, well, then you got to compete with the guys who work through Rogers that are doing, podcast content for the Sens. And I'm like, yeah, but when you're not affiliated with a broadcast brand, you can say things.
Yeah.
When you have affiliation, you have restrictions on what you can say. So whenever I see like a wrestler who's got a podcast or something, they're still limited. They're still unable to say certain things or to have certain points of view. So yeah, I agree. Like I also think there's a couple or quite a few wrestlers out there that are dog shit at being content creators. And yeah, I think also everything's really hard right now to jump into. Like I was talking to Tyler with Minds of Madness. He's like, I wouldn't want to start up a true crime podcast right now. And I'm like, why not?
Yeah.
Just do it better than everyone else. Do it
Yeah,
differently
do it differently. Do it in a way that resonates with certain people more than, other content options.
Yeah. And like you'll see this where like all of a sudden a podcast will come out of nowhere. It's because somebody did it differently or did it better than everyone else. And it's just that's the line, man. For a lot of people, just getting into podcasting is probably not going to happen without a little bit of a broadcast background, but it's possible. By the way, I also have a second camera here. Should show that off.
You and your fancy camera angles.
Roadcaster video. By the way, this is something I wanted to talk about.
Sweet! Angles. I like that angle. You get to see Aiden's awesome shelf. Aiden's a part of Aiden's awesome shelf from hell.
Okay, I'm ripping apart the studio. Okay. But what I wanted to talk about was
like
the difference.
That. What are you talking about?
No, I'm ripping this whole thing apart and redoing everything.
Good.
But this the difference between the color on these angles. You know?
Yeah, you got to fix that, man. Like it's been like
it's a little bit better. I fixed it a little bit.
Yeah, it's still a little warm. Yeah, it's a little warmer.
But there's only so much you can do with the Canon T7i, man.
There's more magenta. I don't know. Sean's gonna correct me on this, but I think there's more magenta in your second angle.
This is why a lot of people just use the same fucking brand of camera. Like,
yeah, because you've got
my god,
consistent color profile. But you can fix that, man. You can fix that.
Liberty Dude says, yeah, that's. I need somebody to come in and do that for me. How to get a hot chick to run around with? Chase around, saving the world. Movies are honest to reality. Yeah, that might work. Liberty Dude, Dylan, what's your favorite sport? Beer pong?
No, I haven't. I used to play beer pong a little bit.
Do you have a favorite sport?
Not really. I'm not a huge sports guy. I'll watch the occasional basketball game. I'll tune into Raptors every once in a while. Baseball too. I think part of that is just because I work for the company. Sean knows what I'm talking about. But I work for the company that owns the Blue Jays, and so we get discounts on Blue Jays tickets. I really want to go to a Jays game at some point. I think that would be fun.
Have you never been?
No.
Dude, next summer?
I've gotten the irony is I've gotten a tour of the stadium. I've gotten a tour of every room in the stadium during off season, and I still haven't been. I've been there for a concert. I was there for a stadium concert, but I still have not been there for an actual Jays game, despite getting discounted tickets.
Next summer we go. I've got to go probably next summer for synchronized swimming again down to GTA.
Nice.
Come on down and we'll because I also told my kid I'd take him to a Jays game.
There you go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
we'll get really nice tickets too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wrestling podcasts. There are different types. One where fans are talking about the products. The second where interviewers interview guests. Yeah, you know what? My favorite type of podcast that's sports related is fan reaction style. Not like, live reaction as it's going, but to actually like have an emotional reaction to the product after the fact. I like that kind of stuff. I think it can be really entertaining. I think if done right, it can be some pretty high-end content because it also then opens you up to other content from that fan reaction style. Anyways, if I ever did a sports podcast, or because it would be podcast YouTube, it would probably be like that. Would you believe me if I said Edge returned? Yeah, Edge, they're all coming back once here and there. We need re-essers, not de-essers. Oh God, I don't. Oh God, I don't.
Yeah,
It's so weird. Last night I had a dream that I attended a baseball game with the Honky Tonk Man.
That's
Wow, that's throwbacks, man. Podcast is also a different level of success. If you have just even over 10 plays, you can consider it success. Yeah, I remember back when I had my podcast in 2017, the line was if you had 500 downloads within the first week, you could monetize. That's closer to 10,000 now. So like could you not chew on a bone while I'm on a live stream, by the way?
Didn't get the memo.
The line moves for podcasts. Yeah, but any movement, people watching. I think the level of success has to be looked at it slightly differently when you're podcasting, though. It's not necessarily if you get 10 views. Now it's if you get more views the next time. So it's growth. 10 people coming to watch your product and then 10 people coming back means that that's a new 10 people. When you have 10 people watching your product and then 12 people come back, that means at least 2 people returned and you got 2 extra. It's kind of this like, it's every time you see growth in views, if you see stagnation or less, it means you're literally cycling through people in one episode. So yeah, just seeing extra people come into your podcast every week is, even if it's one person, even if you had 13 the week before and you get 14 the next week, that is literal success and something you can grow with. Even as an operator in media, I'm very restricted on side hustles and what I can publicly say on many topics. Yeah, I know. Dylan is the same way.
Yeah, there's order on like most things, and you know, I've lots of criticisms about the.
So now, do you think you could have a say on exactly the possible ownership of the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Nope.
Do you have any?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. I cannot offer any insight. You know, I would.
Everyone's asking Dylan for
I
Toronto
would
Maple Leafs
direct
insight.
anybody who works for media and is curious to contact a designated spokesperson.
That's for outsider Jess. You love the shelf angle. I see. This was I stole my camera back from Dylan.
Yes, you did.
And this is kind of, I'm trying to work this into my videos now. Matching cameras is tricky. God damn, you're right. Especially like, so this is the Sony A7C II with the 20 millimeter f1.8. It's full frame, so that 1.8 doesn't have a crop on it. This is the Canon T7i with the Sigma 18-35 f1.8, and that 1.8 has a crop on it, meaning it's more like a 2.8, give or take. And when you just take that into consideration, not even the sensors and the color that the different camera companies use, just the lenses alone, for fuck's sakes. Yeah, it's tricky. Color balance and grading, yeah. Dylan, this year I sat behind home plate in the nice section. Were you beside Geddy Lee? Did Geddy Lee die? No, Geddy Lee's still with us, right?
I think so. Yeah. Last I checked.
I have to check.
He better still be. Jesus. I don't need any more bad news this week.
Yeah. Is a Canadian musician. All right.
Cool. Yeah. Operative word being is.
Bandra wants to know if I do synchronized swimming. God damn right I do. I don't do it well. No, it's my kid. My kid is amazing synchronized swimmer. Actually won a silver medal in Peru in the Pan Am Youth Games over the summer. So yeah, my kid does it well. And my pocketbook is thin enough to show that.
Yeah.
Childhood fantasy football podcast. I don't know enough about football. I love football. Never get to watch it. I had no media training. I didn't even know he liked football. It really did well for a time, then fizzled. Yeah, usually the lack of training ends up fizzling. People without training tend to acquire bad habits pretty quickly. But that said, before anyone's like, well, anybody can. No, you can still get broadcast training for free. Just watch YouTube videos on it. There are certain rules in broadcast that you have to understand to be successful.
I will say finding finding information online specifically about radio is tricky. You can find lots of information online about television. You can find lots of information about just general video, general audio guidance, stuff that you can apply anywhere. Like as Andrew, as Bandra and Aiden both know, they you can translate these things to really any kind of broadcast. Your platform doesn't matter. These same storytelling tactics work kind of across the board. But when you're looking for something, like there's lots of things that I know that are, and that you know, that are specific to radio that you can't find anywhere on the internet. And it's always something I found kind of interesting.
So if you guys want to learn broadcasting, I'm going to drop a whole ton of information on you. If you want to learn like the rules of broadcasting and you want like, and it's simple broadcast, simple concepts. It's a single book by an author named Valerie Geller.
Yes.
It's Beyond Powerful Radio. Yeah. You read that book, you can actually, for a time, I don't know if it still is. I'm actually friends with Valerie Geller on Twitter, and we chat once in a while. Whenever I do something like this, she always pops up. I was like, thanks, Andrew, or thanks, Aiden. And she had the book for free, I think about 6 months ago on audiobooks. So in case you're interested and you want to learn how to be a broadcaster, pick up Beyond Powerful Radio. It's not a cheap book, but it is the best book. Bandrew says, I always thought the threshold was always 10,000 downloads for podcast monetization. It always has been through sales agencies. Back in 2017, sales agencies were not as put together as they are now. And a lot of sales agencies are directly related to podcast networks and all that fun stuff. And however, if you were selling your own, and I actually did this on a couple of mine, to get a simple $100, you needed 500 downloads. Now, this usually worked for local stuff. If you were doing a local podcast, like if you were doing the Ottawa Senators podcast and you went out to Smokes Poutine downtown Ottawa.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey guys, I have 500 people, 500 ears on my podcast every week, $100 and I'll get Smokes Poutine on the show. And yeah, you could make money at it. Under 500 was almost impossible. Now that quickly went up after 2017. But that's all stuff that came from the guy who kind of got me into the podcast scene, a guy named Matt Kundle, who does Sound Off Podcast, which is a broadcast podcast based out of Canada, the largest one in North America. Dancing with the Pole. Oh, no one wants to see that, man. Even the pole shies away from that nowadays. I always felt that for most podcasts, not top 1%, monetization is selling a product or service you make and not a third party. That is a great point. When you're doing podcasts, there's a billion ways to monetize it. It's not just like Casper mattresses that has to be the go-to. You can do like branded content. You can do Patreon. They don't recommend Patreon unless you have over 500 downloads. That is for sure. But you can also you can go out and do paid interviews. Bring people on that okay, so we're going to be talking this Ottawa Senators. We've got the owner of Smokes Poutine. He's a big fan, and we're going to be talking to him to see what he thinks. That kind of stuff is very easy money if you're a podcaster.
The integrations.
Yep. Just buying TD section, but service to the chair included snacks and special washroom. Ooh, special washroom. I'm in for that. Mm-hmm. My 20s got screwed hearing all my childhood stars pass. I can't even enjoy Harry Potter without being depressed. I know. Yeah. That whole cast has been decimated. Well, not really the whole cast, but two of the main ones have been decimated. I have the NPR style guide for producing radio. I have that too somewhere. I also have the NPR news guide.
That'd be interesting. I would be inclined to read that one. Maybe not the first one.
NPR NSFW podcast. I have a podcast idea I've wanted to do for a while. The amount of work it takes in the background makes it impossible. In fact, this January, I had it set up with a host, a good friend, a friend of mine. I don't know if I can call her a good friend anymore. Kind of ghosted her on the idea. But I had a concept of before I grow up, or when I grow up, and it's basically a career-based podcast, but you talk to people at the top of their careers, and the goal is to get notable people to talk about the career and how they got there. So it's kind of twofold. One, it's a career podcast, but at the same time, you're also talking to people that you're like, oh, I've heard of them. And I actually had people lined up for it. I just don't, the time involved.
Yeah.
And things took over. Early January, a bunch of shit took off for me, so I couldn't do it. But yeah, I've got podcast ideas. I just don't like. I really want just like a reaction style, something that takes a lot less oomph. Like an interview style takes so much, so much time and energy. You know what? You want a link, Jess?
Just plop it in the comments.
1 second. I wonder if I can put a link in comments. Beyond Powerful Radio, Amazon.com. You want Amazon, I take it. I'm just going to do Amazon.
That's easy.
And then once you have the link, you can search for it everywhere else. So it's 52 American. Jesus, that's expensive. Or
that
99. It's a 99-cent audiobook right now.
I would say it's good value, though. I mean, you get well over that in just in knowledge and like really good information. Like
Yeah.
I would spend that if I had to. I would spend that again.
Here, I'm signing in. Hold it, man. Hold it. Come on.
He's trying to sign in.
Yeah, you
Trying to
got to
get-
remember all this stuff. Okay, there we go.
He's trying to get
There we
beyond
go.
the Amazon paywall.
Right? Okay. Yeah, get link. Okay. Command C. Jesus, all for a link, guys. That is love. That is
That is
love.
good.
There you go, Jess, with love. See if that gets. Yeah, I see it. All right.
Can he click it though? Maybe just copy and paste it to your browser.
Yeah, just copy paste that link. This I got a spicy one coming up. Sound reporting: the NPR Guide to Audio Journalism and Production by Jonathan Kern. That's I think the one I have. So I have a bunch of books. I don't like Kundal. Matt's gonna be pissed. I don't think he cares really.
no.
It's
I
funny.
had a-
You know,
I had a good
Go ahead.
conversation with him. I remember you
Yeah.
you had linked him up with me at one point, and we had discussed some sort of business opportunities, and he seemed like a pretty stand up dude.
it's funny because I got to know a lot of the people in like on the host side of broadcast through the people that I hosted with. And so like I met a lot, and a lot of them, like you become friends because you're kind of friends in the trenches, right? And you'd like, yeah, I met this guy, and then you talk to another broadcaster, I hate that guy. Like, hey Matt, have you ever met John Milkey? Yeah, I don't like John Milkey. I'm like, I don't actually know if that was.
There's a lot of opinions, that's for sure.
There's
a
a lot of personal opinions, and I'm sure there's a ton of them that hate me. Like
Right.
I'm like dollars to pounds. I bet you any money there's a ton that absolutely hate me.
I think I work with some of them.
Oh, really? Who on your team would hate me? I don't think Lindsay would hate me.
No,
I
no,
don't
no,
think
no,
so.
no, definitely not.
No,
No.
Just everybody in the management side. Yeah, I get it. I sell podcaster bathwater. That's actually a good
Nice.
one.
Yeah, that's a good
Why
business.
is it so dark brown? Oh, this is Hayden Wolf's. Yeah. Amish Radio with Aiden and Hamish out of Waterloo, Ontario. Nah, I don't think you need to. There's no real like unpowered microphones. You can't do that without power, I don't think.
Nope.
Fart infused bathwater. I can offer that up. Home Studio Academy. Congrats on 30K. Thank you. I appreciate it. Am I at 30K yet? I'm actually going to check live because, vanity. Vanity. Discard. You. Go away. What are we at, Dylan? Have you looked?
Nope. but
Oh,
I'm
we're still 39 away, kids. Still 30. That's not going to happen during the live stream. Fine.
sure.
Nolan has entered the chat. Yeah, you're welcome. And somebody is actually messaging me during the live. That's annoying. Hit the like button. Yes. I keep forgetting to tell everybody to do that. I'm actually trying now in my weekly videos, trying to put the little things on there, the hit like, get subscribed kind of crap, just to make sure people know that they can hit buttons. Those buttons are good. Oh, damn it. All right. Bandra's in the building. He is. Are we there yet? Are you waiting for it to end? That is the question.
Yeah, wait,
Oh,
what
here
are
we go.
getting there?
Kundal has a real axe to grind against the legacy media and is convinced that his company has solved new media podcasting. Yeah, I mean that's every media person that's outside of media that got fired by that media.
Well, it's
And
hard, right? I mean, I'm in legacy media, so my instinct is to get my back up about that, but then I think about it for 5 more seconds, and I'm going, like legacy media is shrinking, and it's shrinking quickly. There's lots of, and so I don't blame anybody from jumping ship as much as I love the kind of the romanticism of legacy media. I don't blame anybody from a business standpoint of just realizing that, okay, podcasts and digital are the future now. That is where the money is.
yeah, and I think like we're even seeing like this cycle back towards broadcast habits with Netflix, with Amazon, and now even on a paid service, look at what you're getting, commercials. And we're starting to see this slow movement, this slow circle back to, well, we want to make more money. And what it's doing is it's pushing people, even the new media is pushing people out to independent media, things like YouTube. And again, like I haven't watched outside of what I watched with my wife after dinner, which is like an hour and a half of TV a night. I don't watch everything's YouTube for me. I don't have time. And I don't want to sit down and I want to watch what I want to watch. So, I mean, when you also put the lens of it of somebody that's been kind of shit out by that legacy media, and I mean, I don't mean any disrespect to the legacy media, but I mean, the atmosphere we live in now can be rough on a lot of people that never really got a backup career before they lost their jobs. And
yeah, and to the other point too is when all of your star talent is leaving the business, that doesn't exactly help the shrinkage in legacy media, right? When
no.
Like what people don't know is a lot of these hosts, they carry the accounts with them in a lot of cases. Like if you're getting endorsement deals with brands, and there's people that are buying you, essentially, they're not buying the brand or the station or the channel, they're buying you. That's and then they leave. You're kind of shafting everybody that's left. So there's two ways to look at that.
We've got one in Ottawa here, Stuntman Stu, who got fired.
Yep.
Probably 6 months back. He works. He does stuff for Barhaven Ford and stuff like that on social media.
He's gone independent. Like I just had to edit a spot with his voice. Actually, a couple.
Yeah, but why didn't he start a podcast? That's one of the things I still don't know. And I even reached out to him, like, "Hey, man, you should try this because everyone in Ottawa would listen to you.
Yeah,
and there's a million people in Ottawa.
Yeah, like you'd have a captive audience in no time.
Yeah, Steve Schnetzler, stop with the negative vibes. You can make the 30K. I'm going to make the 30K. I'm not packing up.
Yeah, it's just a question of when. Is it going to be tomorrow morning?
So it's usually something like 40 subs. It could be an hour. It could be a day. There's days where it's like it's 2 days. All depends on what's going on and what everyone's mood is. So who knows? Some of the new companies on the new platforms have some solutions. They are mistaken. They have it all solved. Yeah, I mean, everybody likes to think they know what they're doing. I don't begrudge anybody that's a cast off from legacy media. I don't begrudge them how they feel. Ottawa is like the beach capital of the world for out of work radio hosts. Literally the beach capital of the world. Everybody here is on the beach and they only want to work in Ottawa. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff that you get a lot of those vibes and a lot of those grumpiness. Beresford, it's important to remember that most podcasts are successful because the hosts are successful prior to starting it up. The least famous host of Trash Taste has 1 million subs when it began. Yeah, and that's something that a lot of people don't like. Even when you look at company, so My Favorite Murder is a good example. Both of those women worked in media prior to starting that up. Now they weren't like starting it up thinking, oh God, we're going to be one of the top podcasts in the world. No, but they had media training. Tyler, Minds of Madness, another good one I can always reference. Both him and his wife worked in media. His wife was a producer, right? Like, that's all it takes. And learning, you don't need to work in media. You don't need to have a job at a radio station or a television station or anything to understand the concepts behind media. But it really does help. Now, there are some people that don't have media training that do make it. I know that for sure. But it's a lot easier with media training. Even without media training, it's still sometimes hard. But I feel like even 9-to-5 jobs is implementing social media skills. That is the new wave. No kidding. I'm lamenting killing my cable TV. You still have cable TV? Oh, man, that's amazing. As everything is now on streaming platforms. You have cable, dude?
We get a discount, man.
Oh, yeah, you work.
Bundled with my internet. I'm paying for a home phone, and I don't have a home phone. I have a phone number that goes into the void.
Home Studio Academy. Sorry, buddy, I didn't get to this earlier. Awesome content on the channel. Thank you, especially the reviews. Keep going, and congrats again. Got a drop. Appreciate it. I think what he said is not the live streams. Damn, that was harsh, man. Kidding.
Dark.
Fears you can see companies doing podcasts to advertise or build their brand. They already do. It's actually like, like
that's Mozilla. Mozilla has one. It's like in real life or something, the IRL podcast, and it's totally like it's branded content. That's what it is. That's what we call it. It's content that is kind of tailored and cultivated by a brand for a reason. It's still useful. It's still bringing the audience value that's not directly an advertisement, but it helps to flesh out the broader image of the brand.
Yeah. Oh, Liberty, dude, I appreciate that, buddy. We got a couple here. A $30,000 celebratory candy bar. Thank you.
Yeah.
And to Dylan.
Where are you buying your candy bars?
Dylan gets all the money.
Nice.
Beer for Dylan.
Oh, well, thank you for that. That's one hell of a beer.
Jess,
Even
so this is interesting because I've seen both sides of really, really, really well done branded podcasts and really, really poorly done. We had a friend. His name is Brian Adam, not Brian Adams. Brian Adam. He lives in Victoria, BC, and he sent me a podcast by some realtors that had started this podcast, got a good wave, and they were doing the whole like local scene, which is awesome. But then they didn't talk about real estate. They literally they would interview people and they're like, almost like they were doing it almost like, hey, we're the stars and we're just going to have like this, like, hey, we're the stars of this podcast. And they'd interview people from around the town and they were wondering why nobody watched or listened to their bloody podcasts. And
what's the value here other than just you guys just kind of,
like, Dylan, you want to start an Entertainment Tonight-esque?
Yeah, you want to basically do what we do in the live stream, but in a podcast.
Yeah,
just screw around. Basically,
it doesn't work. And I went in as a consultant for them, and I'm like, well, guys, like, here's a couple ideas. Maybe bring on a guy that does home inspections and like what you want to work on when you're getting home inspections done, and what are you looking for in homes that you're trying to buy, or if you're trying to sell, what should you clean up so the home inspector doesn't see it, all this kind of stuff. And they're like, oh, that's a great idea. I'm like, good God, man. So yeah, there's some really poorly branded stuff out there.
People just don't have there's no plan behind it, right? It's like your content needs to be one or a mixture of one of these three things. It has to be informative, entertaining, or relatable. You gotta hit one of those three, or ideally all three of those things. But you have to go into trying to conceptualize your podcast with that, right? You have to go in saying, what value am I bringing to the audience? Is it just me and a person? Aiden knows this, but you talk about it from like a morning show standpoint, right? It's you, your co-host, and the listener. The three of you are having a conversation. Yep. It's not just you and your co-host. Like it's like the three of you are out for a beer and you're having a chat, or you're out for morning coffee in the case of a morning show, and you're joking around, but they're involved, right? Yep. Your audience is involved, and if you fall into the trap where you kind of get tunnel vision and it's just you and your friend making a bunch of inside jokes, it's going to fall flat on its face. You're not going to get any ratings. Nobody wants to listen to that.
By the way, Outsider Jess, you actually had me Google "call me daddy," so I appreciate that. Thank you for that. That just messed with my Google
Forever,
whatever. Yeah, now I'm gonna be getting some weird shit for advertising on Facebook after that one.
I just noticed. Mind the boxes behind me here. Sitting on top of the ISO box. I just noticed those.
Hopefully, it's nice and heavy, just to really like test.
Oh, they're empty. They're for rack mount gear and they're awkward. And I think I want to ship out some stuff on eBay using them, so I'm keeping them around.
I agree with Beresford. It's the same with YouTubers. Most YouTubers and streamers, especially in Germany, have built up their careers over years, and Endgame is now podcasts and reaction streams. Yeah, you know what? It's once you know it, you can. For the most part, once you know it, you can transfer it, and you can do whatever you want with it. For the most part, some people are unsuccessful. But once you have that broadcast background, it kind of unlocks things faster. It's almost like pre-ordering a game and you get you get to upgrade faster. It's basically what broadcasting school does for you.
You know the motions, right? You know the technical word in radio that they call is the formatics, right? You know the little things that you do and the little things that you don't do. And those little things can go a long way. Like, for example, in radio, Aiden and I had to deal with this. We talk about like the conundrum of like back selling a song versus front selling a song. You never like forward sell. You never say, okay, in a half an hour, this song's going to come on. Well, what if I don't like that song?
Yeah.
What if I don't like that song? Then I'm tuning away. And so like those little things that seem almost insignificant individually, they add up to a much cleaner delivery, cleaner presentation, clearer communication. Which, let's remember, that's all what we're doing here is really clear communication on various subjects.
Yeah, my favorite, this is a minor radio rant. My favorite working in radio was having the program director like, dude, I really need you to back sell the station. You come out of that. It's, I forget all the call it 105.3 Bob FM.
It's Bon Jovi on KPPX.
Yeah, that was Bon Jovi on 105.3 Bob FM, Brockville's greatest hits, or 80s, 90s, and whatever. And then they go out and they pay millions of dollars for some idiot that lives in California that does all of their stations across the board to basically do unbranded content for them.
Yeah.
And that's what why are you getting us to brand you? Somebody tuned into the radio station. They're not going to I should look these people up.
You're paying a voicer like $300 to $400 a month per station for like 2 pages, to do this for you. Like, I mean, I get it. You want to plug in, and at a certain point, I think that made sense. But how hybridized the industry is now, I don't think we need to do that every single second.
Yeah, very few replicating the best versions of journalism in terms of objectivity standards and declaring interests. Yeah, I mean, that's an ongoing concept.
The amount of times that I see, especially these days in the States in particular, major media organizations publishing what is clearly an editorial.
Yeah,
with tons of opinions and laying it down as fact. It's like 5 W's. Give me the facts. I don't want anything else from you.
Well, Sean's saying, tell me that the new platforms are better than the legacy media did it. Media is going.
I mean,
but also like legacy media is also splitting down the middle as well. So I mean, like it doesn't really matter. I'll show you a bad branded podcast. Next episode will be branded Dark Corner Studio Show. Can you do it? Can you? And just literally like run down what the show was about and the asinine lack of nuance in everything we do here. Maybe?
Yep.
Yeah, what do you think?
Nuance, yeah, like our live stream last week. I went back and watched it. I was like, oh God, the color matching is terrible.
It's not that bad. Look at this. Okay. Is this that bad? That's not that bad.
No, but when you were here, right?
Oh, it was bad. Okay. Here, I get that.
Yeah, like our shots could have been lined up a lot better. I wish I'd find. And I'm normally that guy. I'm the guy that will sit there and hone every composition of every shot for 20 minutes.
I don't like shoehorning into for me, it's like I like the basement for the one reason that like I don't have to shoehorn anything into a living space. And you feel kind of like you're really like, okay, we need to move the fucking couch now.
Yes.
Right? Like that's in order to get a good shot, you really need to like, okay, we need to change.
Oh my God.
the
I
room.
remember I used to, when I lived in London, Ontario, I used to shoot music videos in my living room, and like, it was fun. It was honestly the best thing I could compare it to is camping. Because your house is destroyed.
Yeah.
Like I had cameras and high powered lighting equipment all over the living room, giant backdrops. Like the kitchen was inaccessible from almost every angle. Like, but it was fun. That's the adventure, right? That's the enjoyment of it. But yeah, like I haven't done that here because I'm living with somebody, and that would be inconsiderate.
I love this from Bandrew. He hits a nail on the head for this, because this is something that's always in the back of my head, but because I don't want to do the prep for it, because Bandrew knows damn well what prep takes.
Yeah,
I've seen Bandrew's podcast. It takes a lot of fucking prep to do it, just to get on. He says it's branded DCS, but I will be talking about politics, religion, war, and everything else that you want to be associated with. You know what? And that's the thing, right? Like, I think maybe it's my broadcast background where I'm like, this live stream, I've never connected this live stream with my channel, even though it's on my channel.
Yeah.
And like, I'll talk about things. We'll have things like talking about the Roadcaster video or this new thing, or but this has always been like, I've always tried to go through and talk to the audience. That's been the whole point of this live stream, has been to, if somebody comes in and is like, hey man, what microphone we answer that.
We'll answer the questions. Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons that this podcast, this isn't a podcast, God damn it, this live stream does appeal to about 33 people live a week. I don't know if I want this to become something that's a prepped show that would become a podcast. I'm not sure.
I think a lot of people come here for that engagement, for that kind of FaceTime, right? Is where we actually have conversations with people. You ask us questions. I mean, neither one of us are the most expert on the planet, but we know a couple things. So we can answer questions. Aiden is more I'd say the format side. I'm obviously more the technical side. And so we have some value to offer. And so this is kind of your chance to, even in comments and videos, like I've started getting a little bit better at like actually reading the comments on your videos and engaging with them a little bit. Unlike your regular videos, I mean.
And it's
like the 4K video.
One of the things about this that I've always liked about doing this channel has been the community and being able to interact with the community. And the bigger the channel gets, the less I get to do it. I have noticed. But this has always stayed the same. This connection with the community has always stayed the same, and that's what I like about it, and that's what I want to keep. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's fair. It is fair. I should start a whole new channel for our lives. What if I started a whole new channel for this live stream? We would have like 33 subs. This could be, I think that'd be funny.
Yeah,
Dark Corner Studios live.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot in California. Well, I mean, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about Ryan Seacrest. But, if you're Ryan Seacrest, SR375, I don't know, man.
Maybe that's I did SR Seacrest Ryan. Maybe that's.
Oh, no. I just insulted Ryan Seacrest. Ryan Seacrest watches our show. Good God. When I did my radio station told me that I actually violated policy by saying what songs are going to be played. I was only allowed to name the artists.
Yeah, I mean that's a thing. I mean we know how much individual formatics can vary from station to station. Some PDs get their backup about really weird shit.
Yeah. Oh, I like this. Do a podcast that is all long distance dedications without the songs. So Sean would know this. Not a lot of people do. Almost everything you hear on the radio is made up. When you're like, it comes out of a song, he's like, that was Honeymoon Suite. Going into this one, Kevin gave me a call. Kevin's got his beautiful wife.
Kevin is Bob the janitor.
Yeah, Kevin's beautiful wife is she's 9.5 months pregnant, and it looks like they're on their way to the hospital, bringing a new baby into the world. Kevin just wanted to hear this one song. It's "Kickstart My Heart" by Motley Crue. And all that shit's made up. gone are the days of radio where people actually called into radio stations.
Yeah,
Do
sadly.
like a Beavis and Butthead episode talking about music videos. Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. Every radio station and anybody that works at like a major market station knows this. You still get your crazies. You still get your crazies calling in. You might not get the average Joe, but there are the one that has to call at least once a day, right? There's always those people sticking around.
I'm just saying, Jess likes the profile angle the best. Just saying. Yeah. It's my jawline, probably.
I like that dimension. That's like the one time I was at your place for, I think it was a stream, and people are like, I'm not used to. Oh no, it was when we did the Chemical Worker song, and people were like, I'm not used to seeing the side of Dylan's head. I'm like, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
it's very frontal here. There's, for anybody that's curious, there's the back.
Tonight on Dark Corner Studios, Aiden solves the Middle East. Yes. I stay away from trending topics and politics and religion.
A lot of it's so divisive, and it's like, yeah.
Oh wow, I love the community aspect. I discovered Banjo during COVID, then found this and other channels. So much fun. Yeah, you know what? And that is. I'm gonna leave SR375's comment on the screen without reading it for a few seconds. I just really wanted to. The community of this channel has changed a lot over the past few years, but the one thing that stayed the same is I really like the idea that people can just come in and hang out, whether it be on the Discord, even though the Discord can be slow at times.
I think I like why like we learn stuff on this too, right? I like that there's people that will call us out on shit, be like, "Hey, you guys just said this. You're full of shit." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. We are full of shit." We've gotten some answers, or kind of been forced to get some answers to things on this live stream that otherwise, we never would have had to confirm. So I'm thankful for that from the community, that feedback.
I gotta get my kid to. Can you feed dogs?
Oh,
there we go.
You were like looking that up. I thought you were looking that up in Google.
No.
And you,
I am not fucking Ryan Seacrest. Thank God. On radio, your crazies are bread and butter. Yes.
Yeah, totally. That's your P1s, man.
P1s, and I love it. And you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Knowing your P1s is really important.
That's why every jock will still take the call. They know the number. We have caller ID on those Telos things.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, and we'd hey, Bob FM, and we knew exactly. So I actually should share some of the audio from one of my old shows, like old shows when I was in Bob FM. I had a host named Mark. Mark and I became really fast friends. He's now based out of London. And we did, on his final day, we did like a best of. And we loved it because whenever we would do we'd have like a quote unquote game show. And it was Time Machine. It was the Wayback Time Machine or something like that, where I forget even the concept of the game. I don't even remember that. But we'd get caller 10 could play, and you'd go through and you're like, hey, you're caller 1. Hey, you're caller 2. And you would always have these wild responses when somebody was like caller 1 or caller 3 or caller 5. And we used to mock them when they hung up. They'd be like, ah, shut up. And Mark and I would be like going back and forth. Ah, shut up. And like we had some of the funniest stuff that happened off mic that we ended up putting up on the final day. And it was probably the funniest bit and most well-received bit that we had on that station was just that. I do miss that. I miss working a morning show with Mark. Yeah, that was fun. All right, guys, it's almost 6:15. I'm wondering, Dylan, how much structure do you think we need with this podcast, with this live stream?
I was going to say
should we move over to like a
I think we've talked
microphone only live stream?
I think we've talked about this. I think the best approach would be to continue to do this because this serves a purpose. Doing a more structured live stream serves a purpose.
375. No structure.
That's no, and so that's my vote is that we would keep this the way that it is because again, this serves a valid purpose. It will continue to do that. I think having another piece of content that is live that is more structured would be valuable, but it's also, do either of us have the time to do 2 live streams a week? Or maybe we do,
Yeah.
the structured live stream like once a month on the.
No, I think a podcast is the next way to go.
Yeah.
Outside of this, like this, I think
If
live
we
stream. You're
were-
right.
If we were to do something more structured, yeah, I would say it would be better in a podcast. Leave the live stream as we do it, and then
Yeah, I think this is going to be the way forward is we're not going to be structuring this any better. I love the way this is. This is my
like
if I have to
go
really,
we go in with a picture in our head of what this is going to
No,
be.
I don't.
and then
I
by the
hardly
end of
ever
it,
do.
It goes to a telephone game. It turns into something
I-
totally.
I would rather not do it.
Yeah.
Than structure it. And the reason for that is why we're doing this. I would rather talk to people and
Yeah.
fuck around for an hour.
Yeah, if I
than
get
have
to
to-
finish, if I get to finish a work week, especially a particularly hectic work week, and then I got to come out and do a full on like a scripted performance of something, essentially, it's not as fun. Like the reason that we keep doing this is because it's fun. It's less formal. It's you get to have conversations with cool people. That's fun.
What if I branded this as a Q&A?
Or
So
Like Dark Corner Studios After Dark or something.
Yeah, what if so maybe that's the way to go is we brand it Q&A and like if you got questions bring it in. If you
Corner,
build a
Corner
structure, you only
Studios,
end up-
Corner Studios After Dark.
Yeah, nice. If you build a structure, you only end up with a container ship knocking it down. All right, guys. Have yourself a great rest of your week. We'll see you next Friday. Cheers,
Ciao.
guys.
See you next week.